Hi, this is Austin Dennis. Welcome back to another walkthrough of TryHackMe. Today we're going to be looking at the network security room that is included in the Intro to Cybersecurity Learning Path. And let's go ahead and jump right in. So for task number 1, we've got our introduction that says a computer network is a group of computers and devices connected with each other. Network security focuses on protecting the security of these devices and links to connecting them. In more precise terms, network security refers to the devices, technologies, and processes to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of computer network and the data on it. So just like we went over in the last couple rooms, talking about confidentiality, integrity, and availability. When you're working with cybersecurity, you're going to see these three terms over and over and over again, and it's basically what we base all the different things that we do on, how they affect each of those three things and working with them. So network security consists of different hardware and software solutions to achieve the set security goals. Hardware solutions refer to the devices you set up in your network to protect your network security. They are hardware, so you can literally hold them. A hardware appliance might look something like the image below. Examples of hardware appliances include a firewall appliance. The firewall allows and blocks connections based on the predefined set of rules. It restricts what can enter and what can leave a network. Intrusion detection system appliance. An IDS detects system and network intrusions and intrusion attempts. It tries to detect attacker attempts to break into your network. Intrusion prevention systems appliance. An IPS blocks detected intrusions and intrusion attempts. It aims to prevent attackers from breaking into your network. A VPN, or a virtual private network concentrator appliance. A VPN assures that the network traffic cannot read nor be altered by a third party. It protects the confidentiality or the secrecy and integrity of the sent data. On the other hand, we have software security solutions. Common examples are antivirus software. You install an antivirus on your computer or smartphone to detect malicious files and block them from executing. Or a host firewall. Unlike the firewall appliance, a hardware device, a host firewall is a program that ships as part of your system, or it is a program that you install on your system. For example, MS Windows includes Windows Defender Firewall, and Apple macOS includes an application firewall. Both are host firewalls. According to the Cost of a Data Breach Report 2021 by IBM Security, a data breach in 2021 cost a company $4.24 million per incident on average, in comparison with $3.8 million in 2020. The average cost changes both the sector by the country. For example, the average total cost of a data breach was $9.23 million for the healthcare sector, while $3.79 million for the education sector. So whenever you're wondering why cybersecurity professionals get paid the way that they do, it's right here. But it's also a hard field to break into, which is part of the reason that you want to be on a website like TryHackMe to hone your skills and sharpen them up so that you know what you're doing. And understand that you're working with very serious things here. Obviously we talk about, making a lot of money in this field or learning whatever, but this is something that you really need to take seriously because you're guarding millions of dollars worth of things. And if we as cybersecurity professionals allow our systems and our networks to be vulnerable and don't pay close attention to fix them all, hackers will eventually exploit those vulnerabilities, and we will cost the companies that we're working for literally millions of dollars. So it's important to know what we're doing. So the question that it asks, what type of firewall is Windows Defender Firewall? So if you go back up, we have the example where we actually see the Windows Defender Firewall, and it is identified as a host firewall. So if you go down to the bottom, you can type in host firewall, and that is the correct answer. So we'll move on to task number 2, which is talking about methodology. Every operation requires some form of planning to achieve success. If you're interested in wildlife photography, you cannot just grab a camera and head to the jungle unless you don't care about the outcome. For a safe and successful wild photography tour, you would need to learn more about the animals you want to shoot with your camera. This includes the habitats of the animals and the dangers to avoid. The same would apply to a military operation against a target or breaking into a target network. Breaking into a target network usually includes a number of steps. According to Lockheed Martin, the cyber kill chain has 7 steps. Recon, short for reconnaissance, refers to the step where the attacker tries to learn as much as possible about the target. Information such as types of servers, operating system, IP addresses, names of users, and email addresses can help the attack success. Weaponization. This step refers to preparing a file with malicious component, for example, to provide the attacker with remote access. Delivery. Delivery means delivering the weaponized file to the target via any feasible method, such as email or USB flash memory. Exploitation. When the user opens the malicious file, their system executes the malicious component. Number 5, installation. The previous step should install malware on the target system. Number 6, command and control. The successful installation of the malware provides the attacker with a command and control ability over the target system. And number 7, actions on objectives. After gaining control over one target system, the attacker has achieved their objectives. One example objective is data exfiltration, which is stealing the target's data. Another analogy would be a thief interested in a target house. The thief will spend some time learning about the target house, who lives there, when they leave, and when they return home. The thief will determine whether they have security cameras and alarm systems. Once enough information has been gathered, the thief will plan the best entrance strategy. Physical theft and planning and execution resemble, in a way, the malicious attack that aims to break into a network and steal data. In the next task, we will carry out a practical example of the cyber kill chain. So during which step of the cyber kill chain does the attacker gather information about the target? Now, this is going to be the very first step of the 7 steps that we looked at, which is short for reconnaissance, but it's actually just recon is the answer that they're looking for down here. So in task number 3, we get a practical example of network security. So we will start the machine down here, which if you remember from the last video, this isn't going to pop up into a split view. We can go up here and click start the attack box, or if you don't want to click that, you can click the question mark and start the attack box that way. So from here, we will have to wait about 2 minutes before our attack box will be ready. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and look at the tasks that we'll be doing while we are doing it, so we can read over it really quick, and then by the time we actually get the machine loaded, it should be really quick going through it. So start the attack box by clicking the start attack box button at the top right of the room. Start the attached machine by clicking on the green start machine button at the top right of this task. Usually takes a minute or 2 to load fully. Once they're both ready, you should use the attack box, which uses the right half of your screen by default. On the attacks box, start the terminal by clicking on the terminal icon in the image shown below. You'll be writing all the commands you need on the terminal shown below. First step of our attack is recon. We can speed up our reconnaissance activities by using different tools to gather information about the various aspects related to the target. For simplicity, we use a single tool in this task, Nmap, short for Network Mapper. Nmap is the network scanner that helps us discover running machines and any programs that are on them that are visible to the outside world. The IP address of this target is 10.10.46.94. We can scan it by running Nmap at the terminal prompt. So we can look, and basically before we're waiting for this machine to load, we'll take care of it all once the machine actually loads, but this is what the output's going to be on the left side of your screen. So basically they're going to have open 3 ports, which is port number 21, port number 22, and port number 80. And it tells you off to the side what the service is if you're not familiar with these at all. So the file transfer protocol is what port 21 is, secure shell is port 22, and HTTP is port number 80. Basically, a port is like a window looking into the web server, and it displays back certain information. And there's some ports that you want open because you want people on the outside to be able to look into your house or server in this example and look and see that information that's on the inside. However, there might be some windows to your house that you don't want people to be able to look inside of. You know, most people aren't going to want a window inside of their shower. You know, that would be a window that you want closed, you don't want visible, you don't want a window in the shower at all. But sometimes machines have ports open that are vulnerable and that shouldn't be open to the public, but they're easily able to be accessed and exploited by the malicious actor in this scenario. So we'll do the command over here ourselves so you can see it pop up. Nmap and then 10.10.46.94. I want to just verify that this is going to be the right. Yes, it is. Okay, 10.10.46.94. And then we are going ahead, we're scanning it, and we get the exact same results. It's got 21, 22, and 80 that are open. So once we've discovered all of these, we can try to go and connect to their file transfer protocol service. So we can see if they have the anonymous logins available. So by doing that, we just type in FTP 10.10.46.94. And the name that we're going to try to use is anonymous. And they allowed us to log in, and here we are in the file transfer protocol. So we can use the command ls that will basically list all of the different files that are available and that we see in there. And if we're curious about any file specifically, we can use the get command, which will download the file for us so that we can take it off of the server. So in order to do that, we just have to get and then specify the file that we want. And in this, it's asking us to get the secret.txt file. So we just do secret.txt. And we have transferred that file, and now we have it. In order to quit FTP, you can type one of two commands, exit or buy. We'll just go ahead and use buy. So this is everything that we went ahead and did. And we saw all those files. We've got this secret text command. We've been able to get out. So let's now display the contents of the secret text file. So we can use our ls command to verify that we have that secret text command right there, along with all the other things that are on this machine. And to read it, we just simply cat secret.txt, and there is a password. So now we can answer the first question in our text, in the task at the bottom. So the password in the secret text file is capital ABC 789 XYZ 123. So now we're going to go back up and look at what it wants us to do next. So this is assuming that it's the password of one of the accounts unintentionally copied to a public FTP server. Let's try to see if it works with a root account. So in order to log into root, we're going to use the other port that was open, which is port 22, and we will do that by going and clicking over here again, SSH root at 10.10.46.94. We'll say yes. And then let's try to enter in that password that we just saw. So ABC789XYZ123. And we are in. So let's try to see what the different files are in this section that we just logged into. We can use ls. And we see that there is a flag text, and it looks like we need to see what's in that flag text in order to complete the next section of this task. So the same thing as before, cat flag.text. And our flag is THM FTP server owned, and that's a little bit of a longer one. And something that you'll notice as you get further into cybersecurity and doing things is that you don't like to spend a lot of time copying and pasting these, especially as you get into some of the other rooms further on in the course. You will notice that the language that it uses, or basically the flags, don't become words, they just become a bunch of jumbled letters, and it's way simpler to just copy them off sometimes. So now we can look and see what the directory that we're in. So before, we were in the root directory. So we want to get out of the root directory. So basically we can type in cd command and we can go to cd/home. Oh, gotta put a space in between there. cd/home, and now we are in home, and we can change again to the librarian, which is inside of the home. And it looks like that is not typed in correctly. Oh, you don't have to type the C. You don't have to type the slash from that point in this one. So now we are in the home librarian directory, and if we do ls, there is another flag text for us to view. Now this isn't the same one that we viewed before. You'll notice that before we were in the root directory, I didn't actually do the thing to show us the directory that we were in, but by default we were in the root directory, and there was a flag text there, which is what we just saw. Now we've changed the directory, so we're in a different place now. We're in the home librarian directory, and there is a flag text, which is the only thing in this directory. Now if we just simply go to cat flag.text, it should provide us with a different output, which is telling us that the librarian account has been compromised by what we were able to log on and see. And that is the third and final flag of this room. And so we can go over here, we can copy and paste, and bring ourselves right back over to here. And, oh, I did not copy this. Here we go. There we go. Librarian account compromised, and we have completed this room. So this is a pretty simple one, but you're just getting to see a little bit more of the Linux machine.